Imagine walking up to a bank teller, sliding over a cashier's check for $2 billion, and saying, "I'd like to buy that stadium across town." The teller would look at you like you're insane, not because you don't have enough money, but because you literally cannot walk into a showroom and buy an NFL stadium like a luxury yacht or a downtown skyscraper. In the world of ultra-high finance, a professional football stadium isn't just a piece of commercial real estate. It's a high-stakes, political, tax-subsidized financial machine. If you tried to buy one today, you'd quickly discover a brutal reality. The most expensive arenas on earth aren't bought with cash. They are built through leverage, taxpayer subsidies, corporate extortion, and one of the most brilliant legal monopolies ever created in modern business. Take SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. It cost an eye-watering $5.5 billion to build, making it the single most expensive sports venue in human history. Or look at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas at $2.3 billion. These aren't just buildings, they are modern coliseums. So if you're a billionaire sitting on a pile of capital and you decide, "I want to own an NFL stadium," how do you actually execute the deal? How do you get a city government to write you $1 billion check? How do you get 60,000 fans to pay you thousands of dollars before they even set foot in the door? And how do you make other people pay for your shiny new multi-billion-dollar asset while you keep the profits? This is the exact financial blueprint of how to buy an NFL stadium and why it might be the most absurd financial playbook in American business. Here is rule number 1 of stadium finance. A stadium without an NFL team is just an empty, multi-billion-dollar concrete bowl draining money every single hour. If you somehow built a state-of-the-art, 70,000-seat dome using your own cash, but you don't control an NFL franchise, you are officially broke. Why? Because concerts, monster truck rallies, and college bowl games will never generate enough consistent margin to pay off a $2 billion debt service. An NFL team is the ultimate golden goose. It guarantees 8 to 10 sold-out, nationally televised mega events every single year, driving tens of millions in concessions, parking, and broadcast rights. So before you can buy or build a stadium, you have to buy the key that unlocks it, the NFL franchise itself. There are only 32 NFL teams in existence. They almost never go up for sale. And when they do, the bidding wars are savage. Buying a team today requires a minimum price tag of $4 billion to $7 billion. Furthermore, you can't just be rich. You have to pass the NFL's ultra-exclusive ownership committee vote. 31 billionaire team owners have to sit in a private room and unanimously agree to let you join their club. Once you own the team or secure a guaranteed 30-year master lease agreement as an anchor tenant, you hold all the leverage. You don't just own a sports team, you now hold an economic weapon that you can use against major American cities. Now that you have your NFL franchise, it's time to actually acquire your stadium. But if you think you're going to spend your own money to build it, you don't understand how billionaire finance works. The most important rule in stadium acquisition is simple. Never spend your own cash when you can spend someone else's. Your first stop isn't a private bank. It's City Hall. You sit down across from the mayor and the city council with a slick 3D rendering of a futuristic stadium complex. You make them a pitch. If you help us build this stadium, it will bring billions in economic growth, create thousands of jobs, and make your city a global destination. Economists have proven time and time again that stadium subsidies almost never generate a net positive return for taxpayers. But as an NFL owner, you don't care about economic studies, you care about leverage. If the city says no, you drop the ultimate threat. If you won't help us build it, we'll pack up the team and move to a city that will. This exact playbook was used in Nashville, Tennessee. To get the new $2.1 billion Nissan Stadium built, the city of Nashville and the state of Tennessee approved $1.26 billion in public subsidies, the largest public stadium subsidy in American history. Right before that, the state of New York handed $850 million in taxpayer money to the Buffalo Bills for their new $1.5 billion venue. Where does this public money come from? Cities issue municipal tax-exempt bonds. They hike local hotel sales taxes, auto rental fees, and create tax increment financing districts. In short, ordinary citizens pay off the loan over 30 years through micro-taxes, while you, the stadium owner, reap the benefits. By the time you leave City Hall, you've just gotten the public to fund 40% to 60% of your total project cost. So the taxpayers just covered over $1 billion. But you still have a gap to fill. You need another $400 million to $800 million to finish construction. Do you take out a high-interest commercial bank loan? Absolutely not. You turn to the NFL's private internal bank, the G4 loan program. The NFL knows that shiny new stadiums make the entire league look powerful and increase national TV ratings. So to encourage owners to build massive new venues, the league created a custom loan pipeline. Under the G-4 program, the NFL will slide you up to $200 million to $500 million in low-interest financing directly from the league's central vault. But here is the financial magic trick. How do you pay it back? In the NFL, teams are required to share 34% of their home ticket sales with the rest of the league. However, under the G-4 agreement, the league lets you keep a portion of the visiting team's share of premium club seat revenue and use it specifically to pay off your G-4 stadium loan. In plain English, you pay off your loan using money that you technically would have had to give away to other teams anyway. You are effectively paying for your stadium using the league's shared balance sheet. At this point, taxpayers have paid for half the stadium, and the NFL Central Bank has covered another huge chunk. You are down to the final 20% of the cost. Now, it's time to perform the ultimate financial maneuver. You pre-sell the stadium before a single brick is laid. First, you sell the naming rights. Big corporations are desperate to plaster their logo on a venue that will be broadcast to 30 million people on Sunday Night Football. You put the stadium name up for auction. Financial tech firm SoFi paid a reported $625 million over 20 years, over $30 million a year, just to put their name on the roof in Los Angeles. Allegiant Airlines pays tens of millions annually in Las Vegas. Before you even open the doors, corporate sponsors have signed multi-$100 million long-term contracts that guarantee annual revenue. Second, you sell luxury suites. Modern stadiums are built around corporate elite boxes. You build 150 luxury suites equipped with private chefs, marble bars, and balcony seating. Then, you target Fortune 500 companies and local millionaires, locking them into 10-year lease agreements ranging from $250,000 to over $1 million per year per suite. Third, and most devious of all, you introduce personal seat licenses or PSLs. A PSL is one of the most profitable financial instruments in modern sports. You tell your die-hard fan base, if you want the right to buy season tickets in our new stadium, you first have to buy a license for your seat. Notice that word, right. A PSL does not include actual game tickets. It literally just gives the fan permission to purchase tickets. PSL prices range from $2,000 for upper deck seats to over $50,000 per seat for lower bowl seats. When the Dallas Cowboys opened AT&T Stadium, PSL sales generated over $600 million in instant upfront cash. When the Rams moved to Los Angeles, PSL sales generated hundreds of millions more. Think about what just happened. You forced your customers to pay hundreds of millions of dollars up front for the privilege of spending more money with you later. Now, the construction cranes leave, the ribbon is cut, and your $2 billion stadium officially opens its doors. Here is what your balance sheet looks like on day one. 50% paid by public taxpayer bonds, 20% paid by NFL low-interest league loans, 20% paid up front by fan personal seat licenses and corporate suite deposits, 10% paid by corporate naming rights advance capital. You personally put up pennies on the dollar, yet you own and control 100% of the asset. And now, the operational cash machine turns on. Every Sunday, 65,000 fans drive into your parking lot, paying $50 to $100 per car. They walk through the gates and buy 15 draft beers and 18 cheeseburgers, items with an 80% profit margin. They buy $150 jerseys at the team store. When football season ends in January, you don't turn off the lights. You host international soccer matches, stadium concert tours for major pop stars, corporate conventions, and college playoff games. Every single event pays you a massive facility fee, a cut of ticket sales, and full concession revenue. So, can you buy an NFL stadium? Technically, no. You can't go to a seller, write a check, and walk away with a deed. Instead, buying an NFL stadium is an intricate dance of political leverage, corporate engineering, and fan monetization. It is the art of convincing local mayors to write municipal bonds, getting rival team owners to fund your vault, forcing corporate sponsors to buy your roof, and charging fans thousands of dollars just to sit down. In any other industry, this would sound impossible. In the world of the NFL, it's just standard business. You don't buy a stadium with your bank account, you buy it with a system. And once that system is built, it prints money for generations.